I wanted to endorse Chris Panagiotis' book, which is called Capitalize Your Sales. I have an early copy here that I've had the pleasure of reading over the last couple of days. Before I say something about this book, I want to tell you a story about my first day at D.H. Blair for Maudie Davis that I talk about in my book, The Belly of the Beast, in the first chapter, where I didn't really pay much attention at the time, but Maudie Davis, this sort of very rich and successful and eminence grise figure at D.H. Blair, calls me and the other new analysts in, about another couple of us, I believe. Uh, I now remember there was two of us, two other ones, so three in total. And he gave us each a book by a guy called Frank Bettger called How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success Through Selling. And I took it and read it, but didn't really think much of it until about half a year later. I was spinning my wheels and nothing much was going on. And I got super frustrated and was because these brokers at DH Blair who didn't have a business school degree like I did were doing way better than I was, and I felt like that was unfair. And it was only then that I reread Frank Bettker's book, and through that, and through visiting the right section of the local Barnes and Noble bookstore, I started reading books like, and I have some of them here. I don't have Frank Bettker's book, but Napoleon Hill, which is Think and Grow Rich. Another one, the Richest Man in Babylon. Um, Napoleon Hill has had multiple books out. This is another one, How to Sell Your Way Through Life. And one I actually did a podcast with this guy, John Livesay, better selling through storytelling. And through reading those books, and I guess, Anthony Robbins, Unleash the Power Within. I mean, I had so much knowledge, but it was also useless because I didn't know how to put it into practice. And so those books had a huge impact on me. I would not be the person I am today if I had not read those books. Now, and what I want to turn to Chris's book and place it within the context of those books. And here's the thing. Other than Anthony Robbins, every single one of those people is not around anymore. And what I realized through Chris's book is that he has an enormous number of lessons that are in the same spirit as those books, but here's the benefit. First of all, they're updated for a modern digital era, so one can read Chris's book and get insights and practical ideas about how to get ahead and how to start one's business, one's life, how to gain clients, how to gain respect, how to figure out how to get those things that one needs in order to get success in life through relationships with other people. But it's updated for a digital age. And those books that I've shown you, they have two disadvantages. One is that they were not written in a digital age. They were written for a different time period. The lessons are immortal and timeless, but one has to apply them differently because we're living in a different time. So Chris Panagiotis' book does that. Second of all, Chris Panagiotis is alive and young. And so there's a huge difference I experienced to reading a book that somebody who might have been great in his time or her time, but they're not around anymore, and so they're kind of historical. But Chris's book is sort of like scintillates with this the aliveness of knowing that he's around right now doing his thing. And so that's the reason why I very strongly recommend that you get his book, pay attention to him. And one of the more lovely things about reading Chris's book is that you get to know Chris, and then you can follow his life journey and use his presence in the world as an inspiration. And so, as you know, and I'll finish on this, life is about getting a success in life. One of the ways we get success in life is to get ourselves around the right people. That doesn't mean we have to be in the same room with them all the time. And I think that Chris exudes, and you'll see it in the pages of the book, he just exudes this extraordinary amount of positive energy and brimming with ideas and brimming with positivity and thoughts about how to start your own life. and so I can recommend it. And it would certainly, if it would have been one of the books that changed my life if I was doing this, if I was starting off now, it would be one of those books that I would read and reread to get inspiration from. And yeah. And I'm wishing you, the listener, if you've gotten this far, it must mean that you have that kind of desire to get ahead, to get started, to get going better, to get going in the most efficient way possible. Chris's book will help you do that. Thank you.